if he hits McKenzie in the ribs. Well, with me, two former world featherweight champions, Barry McGuigan and Colin McMillan. First of all, Barry, now poor old John Davison, who's 35 anyway, he's prepared to fight for the second time this year, one type of fight, and then at the last minute, a completely different opponent.
Well, on this occasion, it's even more difficult because when Palacio was judged to have AIDS and had to pull out, and he got Robinson. Robinson was a fighter and came at him, whereas McKenzie's a boxer, likes to stand off, and it's a complete contrast and a completely different style of boxing. So he'll have to have had rushed-in boxing, guys who box, who likes to box, and his sparring partners in the last few days of his training.
Because Paul Hodkinson should have been in there, would have stood toe-to-toe to him, but he cut an eye in training 2 weeks ago, so now we've got Duke McKenzie.
Exactly. Hodkinson was an all-out attacking fighter, and it was going to be a war of attrition right in the centre of the ring. Now he's got somebody who's going to box and move, and this is going to be a completely difficult
Who's going to win?
I think that Duke McKenzie can stay on the outside and outpoint him. I think Davison is just showing a bit of age at this stage.
All right, Colin McMillan, how's the shoulder first of all? You had an operation since we last saw you.
The shoulder's feeling that well, coming from America, and coming along really well.
How's this fight going to go tonight for you?
I actually fancy Duke. I think he's got the ability, he's got the class to actually win. It's a matter of how he responds to the move up in weight. If he can control, that weight disadvantage, I think he can come through here.
Do you see it as being a really good contest for us to watch?
I think it's going to be very competitive. I mean, John Davison's always been involved in very hard, tough fights, so I think it's going to be like that tonight.
Good. Well, we hope so. Thank you very much indeed, Colin. Barry McGuigan now down to the commentary position to join Jim Rosenthal, and those two will be giving you live commentary on the British Featherweight Championship. We'll be right back with that fight in just a few moments.
I expect it to be as tough a fight as I could imagine, as tough a fight as I could ever want. It's, for a vacant championship, nobody's going to be hiding anything. John Davison only knows how to fight one way, that's to come forward. He's a pressure fighter. I'll have to box out my skin to be successful tonight.
Duke McKenzie, great boxer, 3-time world champion. Hopefully John Davison can knock him off the top of the tree tonight and fetch our British title back in Newcastle for the Geordies.
Welcome back to the Wythenshawe Forum near Manchester for the big fight live, the Vacant British Featherweight Championship. Will Duke McKenzie really cope with the featherweight power? A stone heavier, remember, than his flyweight days. Has John Davison still got it to be champion at the age of 35? Let's find out live now as we hear from the Master of Ceremonies, Mike Goodall, with the official announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, Saturday night is Big Fight Night, live on ITV from Wythenshawe Forum in Manchester. This is the main event of the evening, promoted by Frank Warren for Sports Network in association with Eastwood Promotions and Phil Martin, who proudly present a contest of 12 3-minute rounds to decide the vacant featherweight championship of Great Britain. Between introducing in the red corner, wearing the red trunks with the white trim, from Newcastle, his professional record wins from 19 fights, 15 wins, 9 wins coming by way of KO, with 4 losses. The former undefeated British featherweight champion, the former undefeated WBC international featherweight and super bantamweight champion, John Davison. His opponent in the blue corner, from Croydon, South London, wearing the green trunks, his 37 professional fight records reads 33 wins, 17 by way of KO, with just 4 losses. He's the former British and European flyweight champion, the former world flyweight, bantamweight and super bantamweight champion, the little man, Duke McKenzie. At today's weigh-in at 1 o'clock, both boxers scaled 8 stone 13 pounds. Your officials for this contest appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control, the steward in charge, Mr. Dennis Lufton, the timekeeper, Mr. Colin Roberts, and the referee, Mr. Paul Thomas of Derby.
So all set and ready to go for the first bell. Here's your commentary team of Barry McGuigan and Jim Rosenthal.
Gary, thank you very much indeed. Good evening, everybody. If you're thinking about popping upstairs to bed, I would stay with this one, because this one has all the makings. A lovely atmosphere building up here at the Wythenshawe Forum. Terrific support for this guy, John Davison, from the Toon Army. Newcastle United fans who've had a good day already with their team winning by a couple of goals at Goodison Park. And a tremendous contrast in styles between the clever boxer Duke McKenzie, his heaviest ever at 8'13", his first fight right up there at feather, and John Davison. Says he's a very young 35. He picked up this game late, but one thing is guaranteed about this little guy, who hasn't had as much national exposure as he might have deserved, that he is never involved in boring fights. He's a come-on fighter. He gives it absolutely everything, and he is Mr. Excitement.
That's for sure. He's an exciting kid. Small, you can see right away, he's a southpaw. Very powerful puncher at short distance, and what he'll want to do against McKenzie is get up close and bang him around the body. And McKenzie's job is to keep him at arm's length and move around. This is a small ring, so it's going to suit Davison if he can close the gap down between him and McKenzie. So McKenzie's job is to keep him at distance.
Thank you, Barry. Word has it, John Davison totally relaxed. I'm informed he was actually asleep in his dressing room an hour ago. And takes an early tumble in this first round. No count from referee Paul Thomas. Just a little shove and nothing to worry about for John Davison, the Geordie warrior. As Gary has been saying to you, defeat would be pretty disastrous for either of these two.
Well, both of them are at a crossroads in their career, and both of them have to win this fight. Duke is starting off quite well here. He's taking the centre of the ring. He's doing the right thing. He's got to give himself room to get back. With an attacking fighter like Davison, he's got to be able to get out of trouble. So he's doing well, jabbing pretty good.
So a minute to go in this opening round. And Davison, I chatted to him at the weigh-in round about midday today. He knew he was going to be in for a very hard one, and he said, I just love to go toe-to-toe with these guys. I don't like clever fighters. I like to get in there and bang. And McKenzie knew that he would be hunted and knew he would have to fight at distance. But he's a lovely, classy fighter, and he wants that bit of a history, McKenzie. He hasn't made as much money as he should out of this boxing game, and he wants that bit of history.
It's good work from McKenzie in this round. His clean, accurate punches, delivering them absolutely beautifully.
As I was saying, he wants those 4 world titles, and of course if he wins here, he'll have a step at them, a shot at them next year. Intriguing first round.
The Braun Oral-B plaque remover is a major innovation in brushing technology. Clinically proven to help remove plaque effectively every time you brush. Braun's unique oscillating brush head cleans deep between each tooth and along the gum line, leaving teeth so clean you can feel it. The plaque remover from Braun and Oral-B for effective daily brushing.
Wythenshawe Forum, just round the corner from Manchester Airport. This fight yet to take off, but already just a few little boiling bubbles occurring up there, if I can put it like that, and there was high expectancy about this one. Everyone felt we could be in for a real little gem here as they scrap it out for the vacant British featherweight title. Word has it that Davison was a bit low earlier this week, of course, Paul Hodkinson pulling out. He'd prepared for Hodkinson, but got his brain together and his fighting mood right. He is a man of moods for this one. And just looking early in this round, McKenzie scoring with that classical left jab. That could be a very important punch, and Barry McGuigan, I think that McKenzie has got to keep Davison away from his midsection. It could be just a bit susceptible.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing exactly the right thing. Watch what he's doing here. He's delivering quick, hard punches. He's getting his hands back up. And what he's doing is he's forcing Davison back. He's taking the centre of the ring, and he's not allowing the aggressive, strong little fighter to take the initiative. And he's getting off quicker. He's getting to the target first.
Certainly looking at McKenzie there, he fired off 4 or 5 sharp little jabs. Clever fighter and good hard. In fact, you couldn't fault either of these two guys when it comes from a fighting heart. And a good short little right hand there from McKenzie. That caught him. I thought that wobbled him, Barry, and he's in trouble.
He's in big trouble here. A good right hand from McKenzie. And now he mustn't fall into the trap of leaving himself open, because Davison can bang. But that was a good attack. Good right hand. Definitely shook Davison.
Beautiful little classical right-hander from Duke McKenzie. Best punch of the fight so far, and Davison, the 35-year-old knees, went just a bit rubbery. Good left hand coming in once again from McKenzie.
Yeah,
this is a great second round from Duke McKenzie.
Davidson's in trouble here. Definitely legs wobbled right to the floor there, and he definitely seems to be coming apart, and Duke is boxing absolutely brilliantly. He's just putting his punches together very clean, delivering them very accurately, and he's winning this fight big time.
And that was another couple of good shots that came in from the 30-year-old McKenzie from Croydon. Both down, there'll be no count, just a bit of a stumble. And it's significant, I think, that Toon Army, the big northeastern support for John Davison, have gone just a little bit quiet at the moment.
Yeah, Davidson's legs look very shaky there. I believe that a good 3-punch combination from McKenzie could really have this guy at 6s and 7s.
Great round then from Duke McKenzie. He really has been the governor in this round, and Davison wobbling once again right at the end of it. Terrific round from McKenzie, this one. So, anxious moments in that corner for Geordie John Davison. Tommy Conroy, manager and trainer, just trying to blow a little bit of sense into his brain there. It's been a real tough round for him, Barry. Yeah,
watch these clean, accurate punches. Look at that beautifully timed right hand. Davidson's legs really went there. And McKenzie just, every one of his punches, he's making them count. He's showing his experience. Look at that left uppercut, right hook round the side. All of those punches are hitting the target area. And Davison tried to come back there, but this big round for Duke McKenzie. Again, we see that left uppercut. Look at how accurate he is there. And Davidson's legs were very badly wobbled as he went back to the corner. All these hard fights are starting to show, and they're starting to take their toll on him.
Out they come for the third then. Quiet starting round. Tremendous second round from Duke McKenzie. Just a little word from the referee, just to tidy things up a little bit, I think, from referee Paul Thomas there. But Davison knows he cannot stop too many more punches like that. He has stopped another one. He's down right in front of us, and he's looking very groggy indeed. A brilliant combination. He'll be allowed to carry on.
This fight's not going to go much longer, Jim. Those punches were great. Davidson's legs haven't recovered from the last round, and he's in big trouble. And McKenzie's boxing beautifully, punching correctly, and look at his legs, he's all over the place. There's a shout of stop it from behind me. We're in the third here, and this is rather unexpected, but McKenzie has really walked through John Davison here so far. These are very troubled waters for the battling Geordie, and he's going to do very well to come through this. A minute gone in the third, another big shot coming in from McKenzie in what's turned out to be a very one-sided fight. Davison's fans have been silenced, but he's coming forward. What a brave, gallant fella. That's the only way he knows how to fight. But Barry, he can't take too many more of those. He's out on his feet here, and McKenzie's very cool tonight. He's very accurate. He knows what he's doing. He's in control here. He's going to just wipe this guy out of... he's going to win this fight very soon. Davidson's really tired and worn out looking. Looks really tired. Just coming apart at the seams here. McKenzie's boxing brilliant. He is a real clinical job, this, by Duke McKenzie at the moment.
And it's very, very one-sided stuff. There's so little coming back from John Davison. They're trying to urge him forward as that Toonami on the far side, trying to get their man going. But he just cannot get into this fight. It's a really excellent performance from McKenzie, we have to say that. But can Davison get back in it? He's still coming forward. He's such a brave, brave fella.
Yeah, he's brave, Jim, but his legs are falling apart here. He's just his guts and determination is holding him up on his feet. He's out on his feet here, and McKenzie's just looking to hit the target area, hitting him on the chin, and I feel sure 3 solid punches here would be the end of this fight.
Good shot to the ribs from Duke McKenzie. He has picked and delivered his punches absolutely superbly in what really is an away fight for him, but he sees it as a big launching pad for his career. And Steve Robinson, who I feel sure will be in front of a television somewhere down in Wales, must be looking at McKenzie and thinking he is going to be his next opponent. But we must never write off John Davison. He's got a terrific fighting heart. He does tend to come through things like this. He knows this is his last chance, and he is still up there, and he could well even survive this 3rd round.
Yeah, seems to have recovered ever so slightly, but big round for Duke McKenzie.
Well, he tried an aggressive move there and spun right up his feet, John Davison. It really is not going his way at all. But after 2 very, very one-sided rounds, there's still a little bit of a smile, and they're still desperately trying to get him going in that corner. But cruel as though it may sound, John Davison, who only started boxing around about 25, is looking a very old fighter at the moment.
Yeah, some great attacks here from McKenzie. Look at all of those punches right on the nose. That one, really hard and short, thudding uppercut. What impresses me about McKenzie is the way he's taking this guy apart, and he's taking a very tough fighter apart, and he's doing it so clinically, he's doing it so coolly. Everything is under control. There's no losing of composure or anything else. He's really showing his experience.
So the gum shield goes in one more time for the warrior John Davison. Perhaps his whole boxing career is hanging by a thread here. The warrior from up there in the northeast. All his other defeats, he says he's been robbed. Well, he's going to have to pull things around pretty dramatically if he's not going to get beaten, and beaten very decisively here.
Yeah, if he has it left in him, Jim, he can take the fight to McKenzie, try and work on his body, but I just don't know that he's got anything left. He's running on empty at the moment.
That's his head getting jolted back there by another brilliant left hook, and they're coming in right above us, and goodness me, those punches are all hurtful. I had a look at the referee, Paul Thomas. I thought he half little move to get in there and stop it, because all of McKenzie's punches are all right on the button, and John Davison's reddened face is stopping. Look at that, 2 more going in. He really has got no defense to this brilliant barrage from Duke McKenzie. Minute gone in the 4th, and again awkward and stumbling, and John Davison looking a little bit disorientated there. Barry, you got a point to make.
Yeah, it's just wild sweeps from Davison. He's desperate now, he really is. He's just trying to lunge forward, and McKenzie's just pulling back or tucking up nice and tight. He's already allowed him to slip over his head, and it's just a matter of time before he actually nails him correctly again.
But the warrior's still there, and while he's up there and punching, you've got to give him a chance. But at the moment, McKenzie looks absolutely different class. Just looking behind at that Toonami, a lot of Newcastle red and black and white shirts, I should say, trying to get their man going. These will be welcome seconds of rest for Davison. McKenzie gets warned for a spot of shoving.
I think what we're seeing here is the difference between a fresh fighter and a guy that's had a lot of hard, rough fights. McKenzie's used his finesse throughout his career, and he's a different type of technique, and it's really showing here.
Just looking at Davison as if he needs it. He's got a little bit of damage inside the mouth there as well. That's hardly surprising. What a very, very difficult night's work it is for John Davison as he goes for this vacant British 9-stone title. And again, getting picked off. He just can't really get at the races, Davison. McKenzie, from that fighting family, brothers Clinton, Winston and Dudley, all pros. He's had to come a fair way north for this fight, but he's been in sparkling form so far. Last 20 seconds to the end of the fourth. Good little right, doubles up that right hand. McKenzie again, and I thought Davison was going to go, but he's staying up. Although the fight is going overwhelmingly Duke McKenzie's way. And that's it. It's all over. And absolutely right as well. Right on the bell. John Davison will be desperately disappointed, but Duke McKenzie, a brilliant performance. He is back, and at the age of 30, well, there's a big smile from John Davison, and it's nice to see. But I was going to say, at the age of 30, who knows, Duke McKenzie might still pull it off. He might still win world titles at 4 different weights. Barry, your thoughts about the close of the fight?
Yeah, I thought that McKenzie boxed brilliantly. He just picked Davison apart, and poor John is showing the signs of wear and tear, and Paul Thomas just jumped in there to save him the humiliation of being knocked out. Tremendous performance by Duke McKenzie. Again, we see him here. Watch his accuracy here. Watch how accurate he's watching the target area. Every one of his punches count. He's lifting Davidson's head up with uppercuts. All the punches are right on the target area, and thankfully the referee timing intervention was perfect.
And no question at all, Paul Thomas absolutely right to step in there, a big smile, and McKenzie knew he was right as well. And he will take all the plaudits. He, of course, will take the Lonsdale belt as well. Ernie Fossey, old campaigner, in there with Duke McKenzie. And looking fresh and fighting like that, well, for poor John Davison, of course, it's another story. And there are tears in that corner. And that's what it means to a brave, brave fella like him. And sadly, I would have to say, as he's comforted by Tommy Conroy, manager and trainer, that for John Davison, I think this could well be the end of the road.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the fourth round, the referee has stopped the contest with John Davison in no position to continue. The winner and new featherweight champion of Great Britain, Duke McKenzie.
Well, it's a brutal game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
be a very
I know
sad
you'd like
game
to
as
say
well.
appreciation. Very good delivery today, please. John Davison. To present the championship belt to Duke McKenzie, the steward in charge.
And I think in those
Mr.
pictures,
Dennis Lofton,
you can
and
see the
the
respect
Assistant General
between
Secretary
the
of
fighters,
the Red Boxing Order of Control, Simon
and the
Block.
respect that always exists between two fighters up there, no matter what the standard. It's given us a lot of pressure, John Davison, though. But tonight, Duke McKenzie really was. A tearful exit for John Davison. But Duke McKenzie really was absolutely different class here tonight. That's the only way you can describe it. And I think Duke McKenzie and his cornerman Dean Powell is ready to have a word. Colin Smith there as well, his lifetime trainer, with Gary Newbon.
Duke, that was an outstanding performance. I mean, we didn't know you were a puncher. Maybe this featherweight suits you.
You know, all my career, Gary, I've always struggled making weight from like day one since I've been an amateur. But fortunately, as I've gone up in weight, I've got a little bit better. I haven't had any wars throughout my whole career. Got beat up once or twice, but that's a learning experience. Every bit of credit tonight has to go to my trainer, Colin Smith, because he's hung in there from day one. I know I've been winning, I know I've been successful, but you know, trainers can get real pissed off with you and leave you. They dump you, that's a fact.
But the thing is, you haven't shown power like this before. This is your 10th World Championship fight, and this is how it finished. The first time you fought at featherweight, and tell us about this.
I knew I could hurt John. I mean, even before we even got in the ring, I knew that once I started planting my feet, all the time that's all we worked on in the gym. Uppercuts, uppercuts, uppercuts. I know I've got power at featherweight. I know I can beat any of them. Whether it be Hodgkinson, Steve Robinson, any of them. I don't really care who I have to fight, as and when.
Just looking at your opponent, John Davison, I mean, clearly he'd had too many hard fights as it turned out on the night.
No, Gary, read the papers. Read what the press was saying. They was gonna.
I'm interested in what you're saying.
Sure, but I'm just telling you. They said he was going to muller me. He was going to walk all over me. I had no power at featherweight. I just proved them all wrong yet again. Every time they write me off, the press, I love them because I can prove them wrong every time.
Now, I know you're happy with your previous management. They did the very best for you, Mickey Duff and the boys there. But here you are now with ITV, who's putting a lot of money into boxing. Do you see at long last a chance for you to earn some big money?
With performances like that, I can't really go wrong. Again, going back to the Duff syndrome, got no qualms, no axe to grind, no nothing against Mickey Duff. He's a brilliant manager, but hopefully the change has done me good, as you've seen in my performance, and I'm getting well paid, what I consider to be well paid for the fight. And ITV are going to put up the fight for a full world title. Steve Robinson, you've got something I want, let's sort it out.
There is a chap called Paul Hodkinson who should have been fighting tonight and gave you the chance because he had a cut eye. I mean, where does he stand in all? Because he still fancies himself as a world champion.
All I can say to Paul is thanks for the opportunity, Paul. I've done something that you might have done or you might not have done. Nobody will know now because I've just cleared up the situation that needed clearing up. If he wants to sort it out, then let's get it on.
Right, let me ask you this now, Duke. Now, when you were flyweight champion, you suddenly got into weight trouble and lost the title. Then bantamweight. Then you moved up to super bantamweight. Each time you lost it. I mean, do you feel now that you're going to hold this weight and at the age of 30 really establish yourself?
What I've lacked in my whole career is longevity. When I've been champion, as soon as I've won the championship, unfortunately for me, I've lost it. But, please God, just a bit of luck, and I just want to thank God because he's helped me out through this whole thing. I just need to hang on to it for a couple of defences, or as many as I can get in to make some serious cash.
Okay, Duke McKenzie, it's a big night for you on the big night.
I want to love to my little girl Jessica.
Who you had on the? You had her name on the
shorts,
yeah.
And who's just everything to me.
Duke, outstanding performance tonight.
Cheers, Clint. I love you, mate.
Well done. That's your brother Clinton. Well done. They'll all be proud of you tonight. Thank you very much indeed.